We all know who the Romans were. They were the ones that we in the United States model our democratic republic off of today. But do we, as Americans, know who shaped the Romans? In 800 BC, two other groups of people moved into the area that the Romans had occupied: the Greeks and the Etruscans. While the Romans took after the Greeks' religious practices, the Romans were mainly influenced by the Etruscans. Their army, how to roof their houses with tile, and their fashion were all based on the Etruscans. So, while the Etruscans didn't directly influence their government, they might have saved it. If the Romans never based their army on the Etruscans, would it have been powerful enough to conquer what they did and to spread their government practices with the rest of the world? Would their government ever get to us Americans? Would we even still be a democratic republic? The Etruscans settled north of Rome in Etruria. After 650 BC, they moved south and decided to take control of Rome and its surrounding area. The Etruscans were ruled by nobles who became wealthy from trade and mining. The Etruscans were skilled artisans of metals such as copper, iron, lead, and tin. They taught the Romans to build brick and to roof their homes with tile. The Romans also took after some of the Etruscans' religious practices. The Etruscans' religion wasn't the only thing that the Romans copied. They also adopted the Etruscans' fashion and, most importantly, the Etruscans' military. Who knows if Rome would have lasted as long as it did without the Etruscans to model their army after. Now, it wasn't all peace and kumbaya with the Etruscans. They also had to be skilled warriors. The typical Etruscan warrior had a conical helmet and carried a spear and javelins. They also carried a dagger and an axe. The Etruscans created a league called the Etruscan League. This league was very comparable to the Greek Peloponnesian and Delian leagues. The middle-class citizens provided hoplites, and the lower-class citizens were armed with simple spears and javelins and mass-produced scutum, and no protection. The peasants of the surrounding countryside provided the light infantry of the league. Is there a purpose of fighting if you can't believe in anything? The Etruscans were also very religious. The Etruscan religion was polytheistic. They had gods for every important event, idea, object, and place. Ancient authors such as Livy famously described the Etruscans as a nation devoted beyond all others to religious rites. The two main features of their religion were augury, reading omens from birds and weather phenomena like lightning strikes, and haruspicy, examining the entrails of sacrificed animals to divine future events, especially the liver. Ordinary people would leave sacrifices to thank the gods for a service done for them, or in hopes that they would receive one from the gods in the future. Unfortunately, their sacrifices fell on deaf ears. The Romans became distrustful of the Etruscans. At this point, the two sides hated each other. This became especially apparent when the Romans appointed a king. This gave great offense to the Etruscan cantons, owing their hatred of monarchy and their personal aversion to the one who was elected. This is a quote from Livy's History of Rome. This quote shows that the Romans would do almost anything, including changing to a monarchy, to anger the Etruscans. The Etruscans had occupied Rome itself from 616 BC, but now, in 510 BC, their power was challenged by the Romans. In the early 4th century, the Romans, after the Etruscans were weakened by Gallic attacks, tried to push the Etruscans back. One city after another fell to the Romans, and civil war further weakened the Etruscans. In 88 BC, the Romans eradicated the last traces of Etruscan independence. The Etruscans were a mighty civilization, yet they're forgotten about in favor of the Romans. Mind you, that the Etruscans helped shape and build the Romans into what we remember them as today. So, is it still the Romans that we should be focused on when it comes to ancient Mediterranean history?